Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball, fueled by Gatorade. A steamy Sunday, Rosemont, Illinois. The Parkway Bank Sports Complex, the home of Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball. And the final game of the weekend, the Orange Squad of Team Captain Taylor McQuillan taking on the Gold Squad of Team Captain Lexi Kilfoyle. First game of the day finished just about 20-25 minutes ago. Team Wallace, a 7-2 win over Team Lorenz after falling behind 2-0. Team Wallace scores 7 unanswered runs. They scored in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th innings. And come from behind fashion, Erin Kaufel's opposite field home run wrapped it up, her first home run of the season. And they won it by a final of 7-2. They win 2 of their 3 games over the weekend. And Erin Kaufel, with that big performance, now leaderboard up to the minute, is in 4th place with her teammate Sachelle Palacios had a couple of hits. She's now in 3rd place on the leaderboard. Great to have you with us on this Sunday from Illinois, along with two-time Olympian Natasha Watley. I am Mark Neely. Here we go. Last game of the weekend. Team McQuillan looking for their first win, but they did show some home run pop in their loss yesterday.
Yeah, they have some big bats in little sister Charlize Palacio, who was going against her big sister who was behind the plate. And so we saw some back-to-back home runs between her. Charlize Palacios earlier in the game struck out on a changeup, but was able to capitalize on a pitch up in the zone and took it deep. And then right after her, Erica Piancastelli sits on a changeup and just absolutely crushes it. Such a beautiful swing, and we can look to Team McQuillan having some power in their lineup today.
Yeah, that was her 17th career home run for Piancastelli, tying her for the most home runs in AU history. Take a look at the lineup for Team McQuillan. You got Palacios and Piancastelli right back in those same spots, back-to-back. We'll see if they can get a little magic once again after those back-to-back home runs yesterday. And they'll face in the circle for the gold team, Rachel Garcia.
Well, Rachel Garcia is the UCLA standout, an Olympian, a national champion. She is a complete pitcher. She possesses all the pitches. She will go to all zones. She has a drop, a rise, a screw, a curve, and a change.
And we're going to get to see her hit in this game as well, which is always entertaining.
Yeah, I feel like Rachel is one of the best two-way players in their game.
Haley McClinty steps in the batter's box, and we are underway from Rosemont. First pitch strike from Rachel Garcia. Garcia pitched in relief on Friday, a couple of innings, scoreless. And then was used as a pinch hitter yesterday. So she makes her first start of the weekend.
Well, I thought it was interesting with Lexi Kilfoyle. Rachel Garcia was her first pick, and I love that, like a little tag team.
I guess pitching loves pitching.
Pitching loves pitching, and you would think, you know, Lexi Kilfoyle, she's been getting it done, that maybe her first pick would be a catcher or a big hitter, but no, hey, I want someone to help me attack these hitters.
.91 degrees at game time. Light breeze blowing out towards center field. You're adjacent to O'Hare Airport. .31 pitch coming to Haley McClinty. And a game leadoff walk from Rachel Garcia. And Rachel Garcia tells us more about Rachel Garcia.
Hi, I'm pitcher Rachel Garcia, and my favorite pitch to throw is curveball. Why it's my favorite pitch? It was the first pitch that came naturally to me.
And she has quite a few pitches to choose from.
Yeah, she definitely has quite a few pitches, but what's so unique, and not really, I guess, necessarily unique, but what makes Rachel so special with her curveball, she throws it to both sides of the plate. She has a regular curve, and she also has a backdoor curve, and so very hard as a hitter to pick up the distinction between the two.
With the infield drawn in, it's punched through by Aubrey Leach into center field. And the first two batters have reached for Team McQuillan. Let's go a little deeper dive into the arsenal of Rachel Garcia.
And definitely you can see her curve, her change, her drop, her rise, and her screw. Her rise is her hardest pitch that goes up in the zone. She gets a lot of people to chase on that, but her curve and her screw are about the same. And I would call her backdoor more what she uses as a screw, and those are around 66 miles per hour.
Team McQuillan again looking for their first win of the weekend. They have the first two batters on base. With the shortstop Kelsey Harshman. Fouled off the catcher Edwards to the backstop. Harshman 1 for 6 so far this weekend. She had a hit against Team Lorenz on Friday night. Harshman, who finished in 4th place the championship season a year ago. Part of the Canadian bronze medal team in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Upstairs from Garcia, who seems to be kind of feeling her way through here early in the game.
Yeah, she's definitely working around the zone, trying to find it and attacking hitters earlier in the count, but just losing them as she gets deeper in the count.
That is ball 3. Harshman heading to first had us all confused momentarily.
She's one pitch ahead of us.
So they got to put the Evo Shield back on and gear up for a 3-2 pitch. Harshman, who played at the University of Wisconsin 4 years there, 2015 through 2018, and was the first player in Wisconsin softball history to win all Big Ten first team 3 times, and did it as a unanimous selection her senior year in 2018. And she has been playing Athletes Unlimited softball since the get-go from 2020, year 1.
Yeah, just a feisty hitter. I mean, I love her approach at the plate. Just a very compact swing, short to the ball. Very disciplined, has a great eye.
Already a bunch of pitches here from Rachel Garcia with 2 on, nobody out. Another 3-2 pitch fouled off. Tell you what, we'll see how this plate appearance plays out, Natasha, but the fact that it wasn't ball 4 means that Rachel Garcia's had to work a lot more here.
Yeah. Throwing a lot of pitches.
9th pitch of the at-bat about to come here from Garcia to Harshman. This one is in play on the infield and drifting out to make the catch, Josie Muffley. That's the first down. Take a look at the Athletes Unlimited Softball League overview. 60 of the top softball players in the world, 4 teams of 15 players. This championship season goes 5 weeks. Each team plays 30 games, 5 series. New teams drafted each week. The innovative scoring system, points awarded for team wins and also individual stats. And then after the game, you get possible game MVP points as well. That's towards third, caught on a line. Delaney Wiz gave a look around, but both McClinney and Leach able to stay close to the base and get back without a throw.
Jesse Warren hitting early in the count. Delaney Wiz just pops out and makes his catch. Easily has her eyes up, ready for the next play.
Charlize Palacios ripping a miss, strike 1. By the way, on that ball hit by Harshman that ended that long at bat, none of the umpires called infield fly on that. And it did drift into the outfield. And it was a tough play.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, are they going to call infield fly? Okay, maybe. Maybe not. I guess not.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the umpires call infield fly. So had that dropped, then you would have had to run because it wasn't an infield fly where you have the option. Well, Garcia trying to get out of this jam after the first two reached, and a long at bat by Harshman. Popped up in play. Who wants it on the left side? It's the third baseman, Delaney Wiz, to make the catch. Long frame, but Team McQuillan strands both base runners. Bank Sports Complex in the village of Rosemont, Illinois on this Sunday. Final game of the weekend for week 2 of the 5th Athletes Unlimited Championship season. Take a look at the lineup for Team Kilfoyle. We're 1-1 so far this weekend. You got Aaliyah Andrews, who sports a 15-game hitting streak, right at the top of the order. Bates has been hot. Claire Davidson off to a great job in her rookie season. And Taylor Edwards has had a couple of very big hits. And again, we're going to get to see Rachel Garcia swing the bat against Taylor McQuillan.
Taylor McQuillan, the former Arizona Wildcat standout, throws to all planes. She's the only lefty here at Athletes Unlimited and throws it north and south, east and west. Has a good changeup. Good velo.
She is one of the 4 captains this week. All 4 captains are first-time captains. 2 of those rookies. To left field. Mackenzie Clark moves in to make the catch. It's Taylor McQuillan on Taylor McQuillan.
Hi, my name is Taylor McQuillan. I'm a pitcher, and my favorite pitch to throw is a changeup because it throws off the timing of the batter.
And I guess it helps make the other 5 pitches that she throws a little more effective. Over the head of the first baseman, Allie Skaggs, but good play by Aubrey Leach. Skaggs was having to get back to cover the base. They actually had a play on Bates, who runs well.
And that one's a tough one because that one is directly over Skaggs. And also, not to mention, Skaggs is out of position. Usually she's a middle infielder. But on that one, it's just a little bit of communication between your first baseman and second baseman, but a little bit deceiving because as a first baseman, you definitely think you can catch that on your drop step.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, Allie Skaggs, a rookie out of the University of Arizona, was primarily a second baseman. Sis Bates with a hit in every game now. Edwards, or Davidson, I should say, into left field for a base hit. Will bring up Edwards. And it's 2 on with 1 out. Let's take a deeper dive into the arsenal of Taylor McQuillan.
And as I mentioned before, McQuillan throws to all planes. She's got the curve, change, screw, rise, and drop. And her slowest pitch is her changeup, obviously. It's a little bit, about 10 miles per hour. Her fastest pitch is her curve, going east to west.
Edwards, slow roller, shortstop. Kelsey Harshman out to second. A look by Leach at first, but no play there. Bates moves up to third base. And Team Kilfoyle has runners at the corners with 2 outs. And Rachel Garcia, as they say, whenever a pitcher comes to the plate, gets a chance to help herself. Garcia, one of the all-time great two-way players from UCLA. A school which has had a number, including maybe the best ever in Lisa Fernandez. I think you can argue it, but you might not get very far.
Yeah, I would say arguably, but I agree with you. She definitely is one of the all-time GOATs of our game, and everybody always refers to Rachel as the mini GOAT because her and Lisa are so similar. I mean, just how they played and everything from their pitching delivery, their repertoire of pitches.
And McQuillan battles Garcia and strikes her out. And Team Kilfoyle strands a couple runners on base in the first. A rollover inning. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is fueled by Gatorade. Welcome back to Rosemont, Illinois. We welcome those of you that have been watching AU lacrosse Valleys. Team Apuzzo beat Team Marino 12-5, and we move from AU lacrosse to AU softball for some of you as we head to the top of the second. Team McQuillan and Team Kilfoyle scoreless here. Final game of the weekend here in Athletes Unlimited Championship season. Mark Neely along with Natasha Watley, four-time first-team All-American from UCLA, and U.S. Olympian Savannah Collins down on the field. First pitch to Erica Piancastelli is inside for ball one. Piancastelli takes a strike, hit a home run yesterday, her 17th in Athletes Unlimited Softball, which ties her with Savannah Jaquish and Amanda Chittister for the most all-time in AU Pro Softball history. Well, one more would put her atop as the home run queen.
What a sweet home run to tie the record with. I mean, yesterday, Georgina Korick just was lights out and just keeping all of the hitters off balance, but Piancastelli is sitting on a changeup, and so I bet what a great feeling that felt for her.
Piancastelli, another player who's been around since year one back in 2020 for Athletes Unlimited Softball. Slow ground ball towards short, charged. Throw on the move is in time to get Piancastelli. Alexis Bates. And our star in the stands has a microphone and an earpiece. Hello, Kayla Beaver. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. We appreciate you taking the time to visit with us. Your purple team just picked up another win about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes ago. You were the starter. How did it go?
It was great. You know, I had the one pitch mistake, but you know, going out starting my first game, I was pretty pleased with how I did, and the way we came together as a team, it really showed what we were capable of.
How's your AU experience been going so far?
It's been good. It's been, you know, an adjustment from college, but it's been really good so far, and I'm really enjoying it.
What would you say your biggest adjustment has been?
You know, it's one of those things in college, you know, you're facing different batters. You know, you'll face somebody one time and then not face them again the rest of the season. Here, you're facing the same people throughout the entire experience, and so having to learn how to make adjustments with yourself and knowing how to pitch around batters.
Yeah, is there any specific adjustments that you've been looking to go to that you could share?
No, it's been good, though. I was super excited getting the start today, and the way it turned out, I was really pleased.
Well, if Natasha Watley can't get your secrets out of you, I certainly can't. So I'll go a little bit different direction here. Talk about what's been kind of a whirlwind couple of years. This is towards third base. It's caught by Wiz. You pitched, what, 4 years at Central Arkansas, and then you go to the SEC with Alabama. And you guys get to the Supers. You pitch really well there in Knoxville against Tennessee. You get to the Women's College World Series. And now you're a rookie in pro softball. What's it been like just in this small time period?
It's been surreal, you know, playing at Central Arkansas for 4 years. It was a great time, and kind of took advantage of that graduate year from COVID, and went after my dream school, and they went after me, and it was an experience of a lifetime. And now getting to come and play here with all these amazing athletes, you know, I've looked up to so many of them playing, and getting to play with them and against them, it's been so much fun.
Which athletes have you been excited to play with or play against?
Oh,
be
Haley
here.
McClenny for sure. You know, Bama alum. You know, it's one of those things. The Bama U family runs deep, and growing up watching her play, it was one of those things. I was like, dang, I want to be like her. She's awesome, and so getting to be a part of that, it's something special.
Well, pitching or playing, even for us who cover college softball, just the Rhodes House in Tuscaloosa is a special place for this sport.
Oh, it is. There's nothing like it. I tell people that all the time. I wish everybody got the experience to play there. The fans and the atmosphere, I mean, like I said, it's something truly special and something so different than what people expect to come in and think that it's like. And, you know, we've always made the joke that we always said that's where dreams come to die. And it's one of those things that you come to Rhodes House and it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to defeat Alabama. It doesn't matter what the scenario is and what the situation is.
Well, you're still dreaming and dreaming big, and it's going great here in your rookie year.
Yes.
We'll let you slide for now. We're going to come back later, so keep the mic handy.
Awesome.
But thanks for checking in with us, Kayla.
Thank you.
Kayla Beaver, our star in the stands, is part of the Team Wallace team that picked up a win earlier today. Ali Skaggs swings and strikes out, and they go down in order. A more efficient inning for Rachel Garcia, who sets him down in order, and we're scoreless after an inning and a half.
The team that has it all is what's going to make the good team. I think the team that has a little bit of grit, the team that has the talent, the team that has the rawness. At the end of the day, it's really about the team who can get the timely hits, make the routine plays, and have good quality pitching. A good captain is somebody who is able to control the situation, is able to trust themselves and believe in what their ideologies are of being a captain. Everybody has a little bit of a different flow, a different mindset, a different way they think. If you believe in what you're doing as a captain, it's going to be a lot easier for a team to buy into you and go all in. That's what's important, giving your team the opportunity to have a chance to win.
Softball, the championship season. And Delaney Wiz leads off the Kilfoyle half of the inning. Taylor McQuillan, who pitched at Arizona, four-year letter winner there, 2016 to 2019, had 80 career wins. For then Mike Candrea, Delaney Wiz. 6, 7, and 8 hitters here for Team Kilfoyle. I remember one time going to Tucson. It was either a regional or a super regional, and Taylor McQuillan's on the team, and we're meeting with some of the star players for the Wildcats. Taylor was one of them. It was the first time I ever talked to her in person, and her confidence level was intoxicating. I mean, just her confidence in herself. Yeah, I got to admit it. She was a little intimidating even for me, and I'm just interviewing her. I'm like, wow, she's special.
Yeah, she definitely has a competitive nature to her that you catch right away when you talk to her, and she's a pure competitor and loves to compete on the mound.
Mackenzie Clark busy in left field already. Catches a line drive off the bat at Delaney Wiz, and Savannah down on the field. Savannah Collins has more on Taylor McQuillan.
Well, Natasha, Mark, I love that graphic you showed of all the different pitches that Taylor McQuillan has and how she uses them. What's interesting is kind of going into the season, asking her, what did you work on? What were your goals for the year? She said, look, Savannah, I have the same pitches I've been throwing since I was 13 years old. That's not changing. This is what I've got to work with, but I can get better with that skill set. In particular, she has worked on moving up and down in the zone, but also left to right, too. She worked on both of those things to be able to combine, having a lot of different options and attacking both parts of that. So for her coming into this season, she wanted to use that to make her more unpredictable with that large skill set of the different pitches that she has to choose from.
Tell you what, Savannah, just you relaying the comment back from Taylor McQuillan of, hey, look, I've been throwing this since I was 13 years old. I was almost intimidated a kid, and that was just you rephrasing what she said. And they're looking for their first win of the weekend. They're 0-2, and Natasha, everybody on that field for the Orange team wants to win this game, but nobody more than the woman in the circle and Taylor McQuillan, the captain.
She's got such a good head on her shoulders, and she's definitely the type of pitcher that you love playing behind. Exactly what she said. I've got the same pitches, so I just got to figure out how I'm going to make them work. And that, as a defender, you just want to go all out, run through walls for her.
And she gets her second strikeout.
It looks like she's figuring it out with all these pitches. This is a rise on the inner half and just gets Kaylee Harding swinging. And that's what she does with that rise ball. She gets a lot of swing and misses on it.
Klingler rolls it softly to third. Jesse Warren. A stretch there by Skaggs, and the side is retired. Well, I have another rollover inning. No score at the end of 2. Another rollover inning. Neither team scored. 30 points available if somebody scores more than the other team here in inning 3. And let's take a look at the Game 1 MVPs brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. A Team Wallace victory, and they rule all 3 spots. Again, the individual players earn points during the game, and then the player vote after the game adds more. Faremo in relief picks up 60 more points as the #1 MVP. Palacios and Zirkel picking up points as well. Team Wallace wins back-to-back games after losing on Friday, so they win 2 of 3. And you don't see Megan Faremo a lot in relief. We got that today, and she was really good and earned that top MVP.
I almost feel like that's a good role for her. I mean, she just honestly came in and shut it down, and you would think as a closer she'd be throwing more of a power pitcher, but she came in throwing more off speed, and I thought it was a good look for her.
9-1 and 2 hitters for Team McQuillan as Kinsey Clark leads off. And the Team McQuillan loss on Friday, they lost 3-1. Their lone run was a Mackenzie Clark home run. And by the way, you'll see the cause there on the bottom there, players for Pitts. That is Mackenzie's cause. The other players, you'll see theirs as well, as it is an athlete causes Sunday here. No balls and 2 strikes. It's one of the great parts of Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball. All of these athletes are tied in with a specific cause that's dear to them.
Yeah, and I love the stories that it tells. It gives a little more insight into what the athletes care about, and the fact that they get to play for that cause puts a little bit more meaning and purpose to getting out here between the white lines and playing your game, knowing that you're affecting a great cause.
1-2 pitch to Clark. Hitter. You can see the immediate reaction. That one off the hands. And then the first base goes Clark.
Yeah, take a look. This is all her hands, and that definitely got her either her wrist or right on her hands. Man.
Yeah, that hand wrist area for sure. That's Clark says, okay, I'm all right. Let's go.
Tough.
It's going to turn the lineup back to the top. Rachel Garcia had retired 6 in a row before hitting Clark with that pitch to begin the inning, and now Haley McClinney steps in. Shows bunt. It takes a strike. Haley walked in the first inning. Back to the athlete causes, and we'll learn more about different players and their athletes cause. A number of players here for Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball, their cause is the Natasha Watley Foundation. So why don't we initially just start there and tell me more about, and all of us, your foundation.
Yeah, and just such an honor that these athletes decided to play for the foundation.
Bunt will advance the runner, but please continue.
Clinty puts down a perfect sack bunt there. And I started the Natasha Watley Foundation in 2009 and just wanting to give a lot of opportunities to girls to be able to be introduced to the sport. And so we say we empower underserved girls through the sport of softball. So whether that is a financial barrier, whether that is a location barrier, this game has given all of us, these athletes here, myself, so many great opportunities, and so wanting to pay it forward. And it's a lot of other tangibles, character building that has been built through the sport of softball, and so we try to teach them life lessons through the game of playing softball. And so it's a lot of fun that a lot of these athletes choose the foundation, because a lot of my girls back in LA get to see these athletes playing for them, and so it's really special.
And has done great work. And just over the last 20 years of your foundation, think how much softball has changed since then and the more opportunities it has presented.
It has been incredible. I mean, the amount of opportunities and just the visibility. I think that that's the thing that stands out to me the most for a young girl that's growing up. What a powerful time to be a young girl watching women in sport.
Leach smashes one past Muffley, and in to score is Clark. Well, Aubrey Leach already her second hit, and she has given Team McQuillan the lead.
And just set up perfectly for Aubrey Leach. This ball is on the middle end portion of the plate, and she's got a runner in scoring position, but just hits this ball so hard, and that's all you can ask as a hitter, is just to be a hard out. And she hits this ball hard, and that gets through Josie Muffley, and she has a RBI on the day.
Exit velo off the bat of Aubrey Leach of just over 71 miles per hour, and her second RBI of the season. So the bat passes to Kelsey Harshman, who popped out to Muffley back in the first inning. Well, we will learn much more about not only the Natasha Watley Foundation, but many other of the athlete causes here as we roll on throughout the telecast from Rosemont. Garcia's off-speed pitch down low. She's behind in the count, 3-0 to Harshman. That brings a visit from Taylor Edwards, doing what Taylor Edwards does so well, and that's read the body language and the pitches of her pitcher.
Yeah, and just coming out trying to calm her down, and after that last hit, she gets behind 3-0, and Taylor Edwards says, you know what, pause, time, let's just slow this thing down. And Taylor Edwards just is such a calming person if you ever talk to her, and pitchers love throwing to her.
Notice that Taylor Edwards, she pretty much knew that 3-0 pitch was a strike, but she reared her arm back to throw it back, and she waited for the call from the umpire just to make sure that's strike, right? Yeah, okay. Back to Rachel.
On the same page. Here we go.
Does it again. 3-2. This inning began with a leadoff hit by pitch of Mackenzie Clark. She's come in to score Aubrey Leach's RBI hit. It's sent to left field. Claire Davidson on the run, still going over her head and bounces up against the fence. Leach racing for the plate. The throw will be late. An RBI double for Harshman, and make it a 2-0 lead for Team McQuillan.
And just check out this ball in the air. Thought Claire Davidson was going to get there, but when she threw her glove up, I thought that she was going to make that catch, but she needed about another step or two to get there. And that ball was hit hard and clear hit, but some solid hitting from Kelsey Harshman.
Her second double of the season. Rookie Claire Davidson nearly able to catch up to that. Still only one out in the inning. Jesse Warren jumping on the first pitch, fading towards foul ground, and just into foul territory goes Kaylee Harding to make the catch and shows off her arm with a throw near third base, just in case Harshman had any ideas of trying to tag on them.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks of Harding at Florida State, and I had this highlight reel of her making a similar catch in right field. A runner tags, and she throws him out. She's got a gun, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put your strongest arm in right field, and I mean, she has a strong arm.
And is not afraid to use it. Sometimes just even maybe in a precautionary measure like that one was, because I don't think Harshman had any idea of trying to tag up on that ball. Charlize Palacios, one of the rookies this year, getting a chance to play in the same league, the Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball, with her older sister Sachelle Palacios, who was the #2 MVP in the earlier game today with Team Wallace. Charlize and her sister had a fun moment yesterday when Team Aquila was playing Team Wallace, and with Charlize's sister catching, Charlize homered to left field for her first pro home run, and you should have, her sister's reaction was priceless. This is going to twist back near the stands, but looks playable and is caught by Delaney Wiz to retire the side, but not before Team McQuillan gets a pair thanks to RBIs from Leach and Harshman.
Playing for an athlete cause is definitely a really big part of why I continue to choose Athletes Unlimited. Just to be able to point towards something bigger than softball or me as an individual, it really is something that I hold heavy to my heart.
You're not just playing for a win. You're not just playing for money. You're not just playing for this certain reason. You're playing to represent someone or something else, a cause that's bigger than the game, a cause that's bigger than us.
Just being able to know that we're making an impact, not just in the sports world, I think is second to none and one of the best parts about being an AU athlete for sure.
The Athlete Causes program allows athletes to play their season in part for the benefit of a nonprofit organization of their choice. And at the end of the season, the nonprofit partner will receive a grant matching 100% of that particular athlete's season win bonus. And since 2020, Athletes Unlimited players across all AU sports have supported more than 167 organizations. Make sure I get the number right. They've donated, how about this, over $2 million to nonprofits.
Just amazing. I mean, can't say it enough. The fact that these athletes get the opportunity to make an impact, and it's so much bigger than the game, and it makes it that much more special to lace up the cleats and get between the white lines and play.
If you'd like to learn more about the Athlete Causes program, visit auprosports.com/athlete-causes. And Peyton Gottschall down in the chair got a chance to, hey, Peyton, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good. Appreciate you taking some time here from your Team Kilfoyle duties.
Oh, yes.
How's the weekend gone?
Pretty good. We've been doing really well, and I love this team. Like, we just have really good vibes and energy.
How's your Athlete Unlimited experience been going? AUX, top of the summer now, Champ Series?
Yeah, I love it. It's been so amazing going from AUX to this. It's a little bit different just because there's so many more people, but just talking to a lot of the vets and getting to learn from them and meet like everybody has been amazing.
Andrews hits one towards first. Skaggs going to race to the line and tag her out. Well, to the real important stuff now. The Athlete Causes program. Tell us about your cause.
Yes, so my cause is with the ALS Association, and I'm so excited to be with them because my grandma actually passed away from ALS in 2016. So I'm honoring her in this season and partnering with them.
That is awesome, and just what an incredible opportunity to be able to make an impact and pay for something that's so near and dear to your heart.
Yes, that's what I love about this, and I'm so glad that they do this because it's so special to be able to honor her, like with playing. I love it, and I'm so thankful for it.
So Spades takes outside.
So talk about pitching and facing these hitters. I mean, we're changing gears and just getting in your head of the adjustments that you've had to make facing some of these hitters.
Yeah, I kind of had I feel like mentally I was a little bit off in AUX. Like I didn't feel like myself a little bit. So coming into here, I was like, I'm just going to continue to play like how I know, just trust everything. And I felt like it took a huge weight off of me, just knowing like I'm supposed to be here, like, and everything that I've done. So, close play. But these hitters are so good, so just being able to compete with them just brings it to a whole nother level. And I just love the little mind games playing with them.
It's going to be a single and a throwing error that allows Bates to go all the way down to second base. Peyton, we'll let you go. We'd love to learn more about ALS, and thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Good luck.
So the inning continues for Team Kilfoyle. Brings Claire Davidson to the plate representing the tying run. So throwing error goes to the pitcher, Quillen, on that. Hit on the hands of Davidson, who fouls it back. Davidson with a base hit her first time up. She has been, I want to say kind of quietly, but maybe it hasn't been that quiet. One of the really impressive rookies this year. Floated towards first base, and backing up on it, Allie Skaggs makes the catch to retire the side. We have finished 3. Those points, rollover points, 30 going to Team McQuillan. Into the top of the 4th inning. A 2-0 lead for Team McQuillan as they picked up the rollover points, 30 for winning the 3rd inning. Harshman and Leach RBI base hits. And Delaney Wiz is going to join us. Biked up, playing third base. Delaney, good afternoon. How is it on the field today?
It's a little warm out here, but having fun as always.
How's it been going down there? How's the ABs going against McQuillan?
I mean, she, as you guys can see, she's dealing right now. But yes, Rach, as a team, we're just trying to put some quality at-bats together, string some hits together. So I believe in us. We're going to do it. So
what are you specifically getting from her today?
I think I was just talking to Taylor about it. Ever since AUX, I felt like I hadn't gotten an inside pitch from her. Like, I don't know, literally the last time, but my first pitch was a rise inside, so I just thought it was funny. But I think she's, against me, she's dominating that outer corner, which is something that, I don't know.
Biancastelli almost hits it out, and she's into with a head first slide into second base. She was about 3 feet away from becoming the all-time home run queen. That would have been number 18, but it goes as a double.
Here you go, Rach. We're good. We're good here.
Delaney, you were talking about AUX. I mean, you finished in 3rd place. That was a crazy finish those last few days at AUX. How's it been in year 2 here?
Yeah, I think AUX, the last day was really exciting. With Bubba being my captain. Bunt! Up! Way to get ahead, Rach. Atta girl. When you're in the last week, you want your captain to go all the way. So that was really exciting for us to be able to help Bubba achieve that. But also, we were just having fun in the process. So I think that's the most important thing.
So today is Athlete Causes Day, and what's your cause and why'd you choose it?
Yeah, my cause is I'm playing for the Peaches Foundation. So professional athlete Megan Wiggins started the Peaches Foundation. I chose to play for this foundation because it's basically kind of similar to what you do, Natasha. Just being able to give back to young athletes in the softball community, not only on the field but also off the field. I think Megan is doing something really great where she's teaching them not only softball skills but life skills as well. So she's really passionate about empowering young women to be confident leaders in the world. and that's something I also believe in. So super pumped to be playing for the Peaches Foundation this summer.
No, I love it. And just the opportunity that they get to know that you're playing for them, and that's so powerful. And it's especially what's needed is them to be empowered. And I've talked to Megan a lot about the Peaches Foundation of just being able to give more skills of empowering young girls, whether that be changing a tire or she likes to, those were her examples. So just giving them other skills outside of the softball playing field.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't even know how to change a tire, so I can learn a thing or two from her. But yeah, I think it's super important to be well-rounded, confident women in this world. So just Megan's doing something really great with the Peaches Foundation. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for it.
Really neat.
Well, if I was forced to change a tire, I'd give it about a 50-50 chance of actually happening.
Yeah, I give it a 0 out of 100 for me. So
yeah.
First thing I'm doing is calling my dad, like, hey, Dad.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I have a AAA card, so there you go.
So do I. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about playing with Rachel again.
Yeah, it's awesome. Rachel is, oh, safe out. Good. Rachel is one of the fiercest competitors I've ever been on the field with. So, you know, I like being on her team because being in the box against her is something else. So, yeah, I'm super pumped to be able to share the field with not only Rachel, but all the other Bruins, even Bruins I didn't get to play with during my time there, like Charlize and Jalen Alchin, but just it's something super special to be able to play professionally with people that share the same experience as you do.
How have you seen Rachel evolve?
She was already really great in college, but I think just being forced to compete against the same hitters every single summer, she's no doubt leveled up in so many ways. I think she has really been able to command her off-speed pitches, as well as just being able to continue to place and be like, she's really great at spotting pitches. So that combination of throwing 67 plus and also having a deadly off-speed really has served her well in this league.
Yeah, well, Mark and I mentioned it, I think yesterday, but how you learned how to catch at UCLA. So you were behind the plate a little bit, catching Rachel, and it also speaks volumes to you, learning a new position and being able to catch, obviously, a Rachel Garcia, who is, you know, world-renowned.
Yeah. Hey, we're good, Rach, we're good. When Coach I kind of presented me with that challenge, I was kind of like, ooh, do I want to do this? Can my knees even take that? I don't know. But, hey, sis, I got you this way. Yeah, I got you. I think it was something that really evolved me as a player. And I think it's what has gotten me here ultimately to this day. So I'm super thankful for that experience and just the new perspective of softball that it has given me.
Ooh. Talk about just your transition to being a pro. You've been a pro for a couple years now. What are some of the big changes you've made to your game?
Yeah, I think I still try to keep it simple. It's still the same game. You're just playing against some of the best athletes in the world. So I just try to keep it simple as much as I can. But I think the biggest transition that I've noticed in myself is figuring out what I need as an athlete. I think in college you're kind of given the structure of everything. And I think here you have to figure that out on your own and hold yourself accountable to your own process and your own needs. So I think that's been the biggest transition for me, but I've been loving it. I love pro ball. This is some of the most fun I've ever had playing softball. So super blessed to be able to be on this field. Yeah, Rach.
Another pitch coming to Allie Skaggs.
Yes. I love that spot.
So, Delaney, we're going to let you go to work. We're going to keep listening in with you. We appreciate the time telling us more about the Peaches Foundation.
You got it.
But
Thanks,
we'll be out of here for a little bit.
Thank you. Yeah, Rach, here you go. Here you go, Rach.
Full count now. Still nobody out in the inning.
Hey, this one, Rach, this one. Working hard for this pitch, Rachel. Use your D here. Yes!
Strike 3 call.
So good. Hey, we got one here. Hey, on the ground, through me, I got you.
And what a battle with Rachel Garcia here. This is her backdoor curve, and it's just so deceiving when she's throwing that curveball on the outer half, and then she goes back to that backdoor on the inside corner and just freezes Skaggs.
First pitch strike to Mackenzie Clark. Bianca Stelli began the inning.
Here you go.
Ball off the top of the fence in left center. Savekis a walk, Skaggs called out on strikes. Now Clark, who was hit by a pitch first time up.
Yells. Here you go. Yeah, Tay. Later, Tay.
Team Aquila leading thanks to 2 runs an inning ago in the third.
Here you go. It's a good spot. Tay.
Taylor Edwards going out. Delaney's going to join him.
Later. Set up later.
2-ball, 1-strike count on Mackenzie Clark. What have you seen from Rachel Garcia to this point?
I see her working the zone. I mean, she's doing a good job of pounding the zone, and it's just as she gets later in the count with these hitters, it's just getting that strikeout pitch or getting them to get out and being able to close the door. But she's right in it. She's looking sharp. She's got some good break today, and her velo is up. She's got some good velocity today.
Belted fouls. That ran in enough to Clark. She couldn't keep it fair by a long shot.
I don't know if they're like still on me, but. Yeah.
I guess the answer is yes to that.
Okay.
Little off the outside corner.
Yeah, and not sure where that missed. I'm with Rachel on this one. That is
Look good, Rach.
clipping
So what? Let's go. This pitch.
the corner
This pitch.
of the outside of the plate, and she really wants that pitch and is just not getting it.
Yeah. Come on.
And that's off the plate in. And that's ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. Second walk of the inning, third given up by Garcia so far.
And this is just where you got to be mentally tough as a pitcher. Obviously, you want those calls, and she's not doing anything wrong. I mean, if anything, she knows she can't plate any of those pitches. She can't have it over the heart of the plate, and she's got to keep continuing to hit those corners. I think that those are strikes, but you've got to be mentally tough to be able to figure out different ways to get these hitters out. So whether you're having them pop up, hit into your defense, you just got to make an adjustment here.
A taxing inning for Rachel Garcia. Remember, there was a 10-plus pitch plate appearance by Savekis before she walked. Number of deep counts. She's already at 80 pitches for the game, and you have 1 out in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that's a high pitch count, especially given where we are in the game. Still early.
Haley McClinney is up, top of the order. Of the now 81 pitches, 43 strikes. So you're about a 50-50 split here, which if you're a pitcher, you obviously would like to be a lot higher strikes. Chance for Haley McClinney, who has not picked up an official at bat yet, with a walk and a sac bunt. And the count in her favor here at 2 balls and no strikes. Swinging at the 2-0 and fouls it into the bullpen. Big chance here, Natasha, for Team McQuillan to really open this up a bit.
Yeah, to bust it open. And if I'm Haley McClinney, I'm definitely that last pitch. I'm swinging big and that hitter's count. I know Rachel Garcia doesn't want to get behind, and I'm looking for something to the green, left center, left side.
Here, Garcia gets the call on the outside corner. Takes it to 2-2. Pitch was kind of in her eyes, and McClinney went after it.
Just a good spot for that 2-2 pitch. Coming up and in around McClinney's eyes, and just changing the heights of the pitches. The last pitch was on the outer half, kind of belt high, and last one was up at her eyes.
It's going to be near the dugout. Will it stay in play? Yes! Delaney whiz! Had to navigate that protective net in front of the dugout as well. Got over that and made the play for the second out.
And that's a next level play right there. And that's a big out, just timing wise. Bases loaded, being able to find where you are on the field, find the netting, jumping up at the right time. That's a big out.
Ball one to Aubrey Leach. She's had 2 good at bats already. Yeah, you see to protect the folks in the dugout, you have that additional netting. She had to get over top of that. Down the left field side, it drops in and then kicks off Davidson and rolls past her. It's going to clear the bases. Leach into third, ahead for a slide. She's in safely. Aubrey Leach having herself a day, her 3rd hit of the game. It makes it 5-0.
And this is a little misplayed by Claire Davidson. I mean, you've got to make the decision if you're going to dive for that and make that catch. And, you know, now that in hindsight, that ball gets behind her, might as well just go for it and see if you can make that catch and stop the inning right there.
Goes as a single, 2 RBIs, error on Davidson. That allowed the 3rd run to score. And it's been a taxing inning on Rachel Garcia, and we'll see what changes are going to be made here for Team Kilfoyle. Caroline Hardy, team facilitator, got the lineup card out. Valerie Cagle is going to be the new pitcher. So Team Kilfoyle makes a pitching change, going to Val Cagle. Tell you more about her when we come back. Let's open up a 5-0 lead, and Valerie Cagle comes into the game to pitch for Team Kilfoyle. First pitch swinging, bounce to first, gathered by Klingler, who steps on the base, and with 1 pitch, Val Cagle ends the inning, but not before 3-run frame for Team McQuillan. They have a 5-zip lead after 3.5. McQuillan looking for 10 more additional points if they can win this inning. They scored a 3 spot in the top of the frame, took 30 on the rollover innings after scoring 2 in the 3rd. So they lead 5-0 as Team Kilfoyle comes to bat the bottom of the 4th. We bring back in Kayla Beaver, our star in the stands. Hello once again to Kayla.
Hi.
Hey there. Hey, it's a Athletes Cause Sunday. Tell us more about Canines for Warriors, your cause.
So I chose Canine for Warriors. So they provide service dogs to veterans, and so they go to animal shelters and adopt them and put them through a service dog school and provide those to veterans. And it was one of those things that it was kind of close to me. I have some family that was in the military, family that's in law enforcement, and so it was one of those things that just kind of touched to home and wanted to give back to those people who served for us.
Really cool. That's a very neat cause, and love that you get the opportunity to play for them.
Yes.
Taking it back and talking about Alabama, I would love for you to kind of touch on playing for Coach Murphy and what it was like playing for him.
Oh, it was the best experience it was just the best thing ever. He is one of the best humans I've ever met in my entire life. The way that he puts the human over the athlete first, I think that's something so special. And, a lot of people don't recognize that. And being able to put the person over the athlete, it all depended on how we came out as a person. Going in there, I thought I was a great person, but I left an even better one. And the lessons and the life lessons that he taught us, it was something truly special.
So you told us earlier that Bama was your dream school.
Yes.
So after the 4 years at Central Arkansas, how did the process work? How did the dance go with Coach Murph and the Bama program, and you winded up in Tuscaloosa?
Oh, it was incredible, last year playing for UCA and going to the regional in Tuscaloosa. It was kind of one of those full circle moments whenever I decided to sign with Bama for my last year. It was just kind of one of those things like, okay, this is what I really want. It was my dream since I was a little kid, growing up again, watching Haley McClenny play and always wanting to be that player and play on that field and wear the A. Growing up a Bama fan, it was always something I wanted to do. And whenever I went into the portal, it was a pretty quick process. I went in, and they were the first people that reached out to me and was on a visit and signed pretty quick.
So neat. Switching gears, we're coming back to AU. We're hopping all over the place today. So you're playing on Team Wallace.
Yes.
She's another opponent of yours in college. And just talk about, being on the same team as her and how she's been as a captain.
Oh, she did an incredible job. Being a rookie and being a captain for the first time, it's not easy. It can be a little nerve-wracking at first, but she handled it very well. And, getting to play with somebody you played against in college, it's one of those things you learn who they are as a person off the field and learn the type of person that they are with their teammates and things like that. And so it was really fun and really an incredible experience to get to play alongside her, and I really enjoyed it.
Rachel Garcia, by the way, who has stayed in the game as the DP, facing McQuillan here. Let me bounce it back. You mentioned during you were explaining more about your cause, K9s for Warriors.
Yes.
And that, let's see if this ball is going to stay in play, and it will. Nice catch by Alice Skaggs. You mentioned you have a number of family members that have served in the military and law enforcement. Go ahead and tell me who those folks are. Let's give them some recognition.
So my granddad, he was in the Air Force. My mom's dad. And then my dad is in law enforcement, and so just getting to kind of represent them, it's one of those things that it's really special and means a lot to me.
Your dad's been a police officer?
Yes, sir.
For how long and where?
My entire life, back home.
And that would be Jackson, Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we salute them. We thank you for your time. K9s for Warriors as well. I hope you had a fun weekend. Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you so much.
Kayla Beaver, our star in the stands. Delaney Wiz, who we chatted with a little earlier, is at the plate here with 2 outs. Delaney lined out sharply to the left fielder Mackenzie Clark back in the 2nd inning. She told us all about her Peaches Foundation a little earlier. Sends one to straightaway center field and is caught by Haley McClenny. And more team points for Team McQuillan. They take another 10 and lead 5-0 after 4. Welcome back to Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball, fueled by Gatorade. Our final game of week 2 this championship season from Rosemont. 5-0 Team McQuillan looking for their first win of the weekend. We head into the 5th. Team McQuillan and the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up. Valerie Cagle came in relief of Rachel Garcia through 1 pitch and ended the last frame. Jesse Warren leading off for Team McQuillan. Valerie Cagle getting a chance in the circle for Team Kilfoyle.
We didn't really get the chance to talk about her last inning. She was working so quick. First pitch, got the last out, and Cagle is a rookie and comes from Clemson and really moves the ball around. She has a change-up, drop. She also will go up in the zone with her rise ball. Another two-way player. We were talking about Rachel earlier, and so fun to watch.
Fields her position in the circle and throws out Jessie Warren for the first out of the 5th. Well, earlier this week, players got together to reveal and talk about which causes they chose to play for this season. Players are supporting organizations that benefit a variety of causes, such as cancer research, youth sports, animal welfare, social justice, and so many more. To learn more about the Athlete Causes program, visit auprosports.com/athlete-causes. Been fun to learn about a lot of the ladies' causes here today. That ball's foul. So many good ones.
Yes, there are a lot of good ones.
Laney Wiz, who told us about the Peaches Foundation earlier.
Yeah, and it's just fun to hear all the different causes and why they play for them.
And we saw Charlize Palacios. Her cause is your foundation.
Yeah, and this past season had the opportunity to have Charlize come out and do a camp with some of our girls in the city of LA. One of our partners with the foundation is the city of LA, and we have a league, and we run clinics throughout the year, and Charlize was awesome.
Got fooled by an off-speed pitch there from Val Cagle.
Yeah,
a grin on her face after that one. Well, as we near the end of week 2, we need to keep an eye on that leaderboard, which changes by the minute. Amanda Lorenz, her team lost earlier today, but she's atop. It's Lexi Kilfoyle. This is her team playing now. She has not participated yet today. We'll see if we do. Bottom 5 of the top 10, and including McQuillan, who's now 9th. At 94 points behind Koffel for 4th at the moment. Taylor McQuillan's got a lot of incentive in this game as a captain, wanting to win, having not won the first 2 days here, making a run towards the top of the leaderboard personally.
Just as a team, you know, they're celebrating the small things, and obviously, you know, when you can win the innings and rack up the points that way. And it was fun to see them, you know, in the 3rd and the 4th, they're celebrating as they run off the field, and almost like they won the World Series. But, you know, that's what makes this fun, is paying attention to the small things and winning those innings and racking up those points.
Bianca Stelli, who nearly hit one out last time up, gets walked by Cagle. By the way, an interesting note, this is season 5 of AU softball. The first 4 seasons, every champion has been a captain at least once going through the first 3 weeks of the season. So you kind of get an idea how important it is to have an early, strong start if you're going to win the overall title.
And which makes sense, is, you know, racking up the points early, and then you kind of keep that momentum as you go through the rest of season. I would prefer to do it that way if I was an athlete, you know, just jump out, try to get to be a captain early, and try to keep that good momentum and those good vibes as we go through the end of AU season.
Yeah, those 5 weeks can go by pretty quick, actually. Savekis left side, Delaney Wiz going to go the short way to second base to Muffley to retire the side. Team McQuillan strands a base runner. We're going to head to the bottom half of the 5th. It's 5-0. Team McQuillan leading Team Kilfoyle. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Now let's go into the game with the U.S. Air Force, Erica Piancastelli.
Man, I'm really out of shape. Just keeping you guys on your toes. Please be fair, please be fair, please be fair.
I have a hard time believing that Bianca Stelli is actually out of shape. She's being too hard on herself.
Well, to be honest, to be fair, when she hit that ball, I think she thought it was out. And then when she realized it was in, she's like, oh, man, I got to hustle. I got to book it.
Which, had it gone out, would have been her 18th of her AU career and made her the home run queen. It was that close. Hit number 17 yesterday.
Hilarious. So funny. I love being able to get those little sound bites and get the behind the scenes.
Harding to right. Her fellow right fielder, the aforementioned Erica Bianca Stelli, making the catch. Tell me about Taylor McQuillan, how she has done in the circle here for her team.
Yeah, she is dealing, and, you know, just getting the little nuggets from Delaney that, you know, she's bringing it today. But for most of the righties, she's setting them all up outside, as we also saw to Kaylee Harding. She popped out to right field just now, but everything on the outer half. And with that velo and that spin, it's just hard for anybody to get extended on that.
Strike inside corner to Bailey Klingler, who was the 2012 Pac-12 Player of the Year. That's upstairs. You know, I mentioned Pac-12, and for those of us who've been around college softball for a lot of years, the end of the Pac softball is in many ways very tragic, very sad, because the history of college softball really begins and in many ways ends with the Pac.
It is devastating. I still, honestly, I don't know if it's even hit me yet or if I'll ever get over it, but the fact that there is no Pac-12 softball and it's no longer, it is tragic. And as a young athlete, as I was growing up, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
Pac-8, Pac-10, all the different iterations of Pac-12 in terms of softball. And just now knowing that it's no longer, it's kind of heartbreaking.
And it's just a consequence of a decision regarding football. But the world that we live in, we know what drives the bus financially in team sports, and as a consequence, it ended Pac-12 softball.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate. It's one of those things where you kind of wish and feel that softball could be independent, you know, from those, I guess, moneymaker sports, football, basketball, and just continue to have that conference, because it's surely going to be missed, because it definitely was a dominant conference in softball.
And your old school, UCLA, and Bailey's old school, Washington, are going to be making long trips to this part of the country now to play softball.
Yep, UCLA moving to the Big Ten. Washington as well.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat fouled away by Bailey Klingler. Yeah, really sad to see Pac-12 softball gone.
Yeah, and some of the other schools, Arizona, Arizona State, Utah moving to Big 12. Just, it's all weird. It's like, what is it? What is happening?
Yeah, it'll take a
lot
while
to
to
take
get
in.
used to, for sure. One out, base is empty. Klingler battling McQuillan and sends it to center field. McClinney backing up, turns and makes the catch on the warning track. Hit over 200 feet to straightaway center by Klingler. That's 6 straight fly ball outs recorded by Taylor McQuillan.
Yeah, McClinney makes it look so easy out there in center. That ball hit dead square center, and she just floats back like it's nothing. Can watch her play all day. I love watching her play outfield.
Yeah, and I know she's going to retire at the end of the season, but she roams the outfield just as well as she did back in Tuscaloosa. Josie Buffley. Two outs, base is empty. McQuillan been cruising along, had a little bit of an issue in the first. Gave up a 2-out base runner in the third, but really other than that, it's not been taxed all that much. And Mackenzie Clark into foul ground makes the play. Another ball in the air. That's 7 straight outs recorded in the air by McQuillan, and it stays 5-0.
The cause that Sydney and I are playing for is cancer advocacy because our dad passed away earlier this year from head and neck cancer, and it's something that we hold very close and dear to us.
Being able to, represent who he was and now for him to live through us is something that we are very passionate about, and we are excited to be able to just play for him.
He was definitely somebody that we all looked to for strength and for advice and help. He was an amazing dad.
He's impacted me in so many different ways, but most importantly, I'm very fortunate and lucky that I was able to call him my father.
Well, it is an Athletes Causes Sunday here in Rosemont, and we are pleased to bring in Sydney Romero, member of Team Kilfoyle, and had a chance to visit with her about the Michael Lee Romero program, your cause. Sid, you and your sister Sierra, we just saw a very moving piece about the loss of your dad, and just tell us some more about your cause.
Yeah, I think my mom worked really, really hard to create this cause, and she knew that AU did this for us, where, they donate what we make here to our cause. And like I said, she worked really hard on this, and I think it's really cool to see it, come to life and be able to represent my dad and honor him and all that we do. And it's something that is really close to our heart. And our cause is mainly focused on different studies that you can do in clinical trials. So it's pretty awesome to see just the value of life that this cause brings to other families, and knowing what it's going for to extend, life for those that need it, and for those family to get the extra time with their loved ones. So it's pretty special, and I'm proud to represent it.
Really neat, Sydney. And just talk about doing this alongside your sister and just being able to continue your dad's legacy and how powerful that is.
Yeah, I mean, doing it alongside Sierra is always my favorite part of AU over anything. And I think this season, this whole year, it's kind of showed us what's truly important. And I mean, you get so frustrated with the game, and you get so frustrated with so many things that, I mean, something crazy kind of happens in your life. And honestly, at the end of the day, those little things don't matter. And not to say it's given me the best perspective in life, but although it's one of the worst things that's happened in my life, it's also one of the best things to happen in my life from a perspective standpoint. And I know my dad's proud of the way that I live every day and my family lives every day. So yeah.
Certainly your dad, I'm sure, would be very proud. I want to make you smile. Just give me who was your dad? What was he like? And just kind of the fun personality parts of Michael Lee Romero.
Yeah, okay, there's one thing that he would always say, and it was literally should be hitting on everything. So he would comment on mine and Sierra's stuff. If we were to post a picture together, sister, or just a selfie, he'll comment on it and say, should be hitting, we should always literally be hitting. So that's something that is, pretty special to us because it's funny. We always would get annoyed, but it's just something that makes us laugh all the time.
Now, we just showed a picture of your family and your dad, and your dad's actually holding the bat. And you said he always went, did he, what was his playing background?
He played baseball growing up. Me and Sierra actually used to watch him play baseball, and me and Sierra, one of our favorite memories of him is we went to go to one of his games, and we watched him hit the biggest home run ever. And that was when the start of mine and Sierra's career, and we just remember I want to do that. And it was just something that was the start of our careers, and watching him play baseball was really, really cool. But he also gave hitting lessons, and he loved giving back and teaching Sierra and I all that we really know. So it's kind of cool to carry on his legacy in all the ways that we can.
And I don't know if I've ever really got to talk to you about just your swing in particular. What parts of your swing did he teach you guys?
Oh my gosh, all the simple pieces. The biggest thing is the mindset, and my swing's my swing, and I know it. And I think the coolest thing is just my mindset piece. He really taught us how to be confident and just to be the best, and he's taught us that, and it's something that I'll never take for granted, and something that I'm thankful for, because it's a really hard thing to learn in life, and he's taught us that, and we have it.
Well, we appreciate learning more about the program, learning more about your dad as well. It really humanizes him and the great person that he was, and we appreciate you letting us share some of that.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Sydney Romero, thank you very much. Had a close play at first there that looks to be the third out of the inning on Haley McClinney. See if they're going to challenge or not. And it looks like they are going to challenge this here.
Team McQuillan is challenging the play at first base. Call on the field is out.
So call on the field is out for Haley McClinney. Bang, bang, call upheld. And McClinney is out to end the inning. They go down in order. So close. Almost got the heel in. Still 5-0. 20 team points out there for Team Kilfoyle if they score here. They're down 5-0 though as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Taylor McQuillan has taken herself out of the game as she has gone the first 5 innings. There's her line. Did not allow a run. 3 hits. Didn't walk anybody either. And currently right now tied for 8th. 82 points behind 4th. And it brings in Alyssa Denham.
Yeah, Alyssa Denham is Taylor McQuillan's counterpart. They're both former Arizona Wildcats and have so far tag teamed. Alyssa Denham was a captain last week, and her first pick was Taylor, and then now on the reverse side, Taylor McQuillan picking Alyssa Denham, and just their ability to work together and complement each other has been a lot of fun to watch.
Denham, low throw. Allie Skaggs, who just returned to first base, able to pick that one out. She's not really a first baseman, but playing there today.
Yeah, and this is a bang-bang play. With Andrews, she's got a lot of speed. If that ball bounces twice to anywhere on the field, you got to get rid of it. And so that, even to a pitcher, that bounced twice to Alyssa Denham, and she had to get rid of that. Good play. Nadia
Taylor had hit for Skaggs in the last inning, so Skaggs had just re-entered. Helps her pitcher out. Anytime Aaliyah Andrews is running, everybody on the defense just gets tense. They feel like they got to hurry a throw, and stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what happens with speed like Andrews, and that's what she does so well, is being able to put pressure on defense, put the ball in play, and challenges them to make the play.
By the way, Leah Andrews now 0 for 3, and I mentioned that because she came in with a 15-game hitting streak, so unless she gets another opportunity, that streak's going to come to an end here right at the end of week 2, which of course dated back to last season. Sis Bates, a couple of hits. And she's on base.
Next up, the left fielder, number 24, Claire Davidson.
Taylor McQuillan hopping in the chair in the dugout. Taylor, happy to have you with us. Running the team, running the show, just took yourself out after 5 quality innings. How'd you feel about your own performance?
Yeah, honestly, I felt really, really rough today. I'm so grateful for Gwen behind the plate. She just keeps you sane back there. I get all the hype about why all the pitchers love her and how great she is to have behind the plate for you. So I'm just really appreciative that she was as bought into me as what we needed to do with our game plan. And she just trusted my spin today and let the movement do what it needed to do. And let's put the balls in the field and let our team go to work, because that's why I drafted them.
Yeah, talk about this tag team that you and Alyssa Denham have going on. Like, I am here for it. You guys complement each other so well, but talk about how you guys are teaming up and picking each other.
God, I love Alyssa so much. I just support her 100%. She's been here. She's a vet in this league. She knows how to compete. And she knows how to win. And I think that we worked really well when we were both at Arizona together. And we're just super bought into each other's successes and what we need to do for both of us to be successful. And sometimes in this league, that's really hard because everybody's trying to compete against one another. But when you have somebody that fully has your back and you have theirs, it makes life so much easier. And I know that I can trust her in any situation. And I feel like she knows that I got her back in any situation, but we're just polar opposites as pitchers. She's a lot of down, a lot of spinny, and I'm from the left side and the only one left here on the left side this year. So I think that us being able to kind of balance off of each other and work in games together is what makes us so successful. And we're just so bought into each other, and it makes it really nice to have both of us on the same team at the same time.
Ball's hit towards left center field, and Mackenzie Clark's going to play that off the fence, and here comes the runner for the plate, and in with the slide. And Team Kilfoyle gets on the board. They're going to win the rollover points. They're going to get 20 points on that. Hey, for first-time captains, what's the experience been like for you since knowing you were going to be a captain, the draft, and the whole weekend?
Yeah, I think the draft, I actually felt pretty calm and comfortable. I got a lot of people on my team who I wanted, which sometimes that just does not happen. So I'm just so appreciative, like looking at my roster and seeing all of these people out here, and even the people that are still the non-starters on the bench that can come in and how we can utilize them. Like, our team is so great, and I know that our performance and our numbers the past couple days haven't really like reflected how strong and solid of a team we are, but I'm just so bought into these girls, and I truly believe that we have such a quality team and great people and great vibes, and you know, no matter what the score is, we've just done a really good job. But a captain can be stressful at times. I think that like making the practice plans and then making sure you don't hurt feelings or rub people the wrong way with lineup changes and all that stuff, it can be tough because you want everybody to be successful. But I feel like our team just wants to win at the end of the day and wants each other to succeed. And the only way that we can all succeed is if we succeed together. So I got a great group of girls, and I'm just so happy that, like, as a captain for the first time, that I got 14 girls who ride with me, and I have a great facilitator in Courtney Ogle.
We appreciate the chair chat. Thanks so much for the time, Taylor.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Good stuff.
Too,
good job, Taylor.
Thanks.
Taylor McQuillan. A couple of runs here now for Team Kilfoyle to make this a much more interesting contest. Claire Davidson's double brought in Sis Bates. Now Edwards' RBI groundout has scored Davidson. Kayla Kowalik's going to come in here and bat for Rachel Garcia. Again, we'd had our second rollover inning, so Team Kilfoyle with 2 runs here, so that's 20 team points they know they're going to get as we'll head to the 7th eventually here, but it's become suddenly a game again. It's not, 3-run lead's a lot different than 5.
Yeah, that's not a big gap right there, and Team Kilfoyle is putting some pressure on the defense and making some things happen.
Fouled by Kowalik. Week 2 rapidly coming to a close. Everything shifts to Greenville, North Carolina for a week. Got the pro game going on there, the Little League connection. It's another fun week ahead. But it'll be a little bit different routine, just different place.
Yeah, just adding in the travel a little midweek. Usually here at AU, they play on the weekends. They play on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So having that midweek just mixes it up a little bit.
Yep.
Quick little turnaround for them.
Yep. And then they're back here next weekend. It's fought off by Kowalik into left center field. A pinch hit, base hit for Kayla Kowalik, keeping the inning alive.
Yeah, I like this decision going to Kowalik, and she hit for Rachel Garcia. Kowalik is a leadoff hitter, so just trying to get it going. Right now, Team Kilfoyle, they just need base runners, and so she had a little feisty at bat and a great battle, being able to poke one through.
Strike 1-2, Delaney Wiz. Hit a couple balls to the outfield, is lined to left and flied to center. Down the right field side, this ball slicing and off the glove. It's a foul ball. Bianca Stelli, where she touched it, the ball was in foul territory, and Tatum Stelting, the base umpire behind first, made an immediate call. Had a good look down the line that it was foul, and that very close to being an extra base hit for Team Kilfoyle.
Yeah, I was going to say that was close. I almost thought that she may have been in fair territory, but let's take a look. Oh, that's tough.
Ooh.
I feel like she might be in fair territory.
Great look there.
Yeah.
Old foul. Yeah, that looked from right down the line.
And if that's fair, that definitely changes the momentum of the game.
You'd have the tying run at the plate.
Yeah.
At that point. As it is, the tying runs in the on-deck circle. Wiz hitting some balls hard, lines another one, but foul. She's getting some comfortable swings here.
Yeah, and just seeing the ball deep and letting it travel, staying in her legs. That was one of the adjustments Savannah talked about yesterday, is her changing her batting stance to allow her to see more movement pitches and stay in her legs a little bit longer.
Two runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Team Kilfoyle. One ball, 2 strikes. First inning of work for Alyssa Denham. Went 3 innings on Friday. Went 3 innings yesterday, took the loss, and that ball's into right field. And the tying run's going to come to the plate. Delaney Wiz with a base hit.
Next up, the right fielder, number 83, Kaylee Harding.
And Kaylee Harding's going to be the hitter. For the last 5 with base hits for Team Kilfoyle. Suddenly the tying runs at the plate in a 5-2 game. And I'm able to hit the outside corner. It has gotten a lot more compelling suddenly here, Natasha Watley.
I mean, just out of the crack of the bat, this game can change, and Harding is no stranger to being clutch.
Team McQuillan was cruising along with a 5-0 lead through 5 innings. Taylor McQuillan took herself out of the game after 5 scoreless frames. The game has changed here in the 6th, and this game's now tied. First home run for Kaylee Harding.
Mark, did I mention that Kaylee Harding is clutch? I mean, right off the bat, you knew that this was out of here. And just going back to that Piancastelli not being able to catch that ball in right field, I mean, just completely changed the momentum of this game for Team Kilfoyle. And my goodness, that is a swing. And now Team Kilfoyle has tied the game 5-5.
84 miles per hour off the bat, the exit velocity. And that easily got out, and Taylor McQuillan's going to come back in the game with the game tied at 5. A sudden massive turn of events. Kaylee Harding, an unlikely power source, at least as far as this year. She did hit 3 in AUX earlier this year, not long ago, in 38 at-bats.
Next up for Team Kilfoyle, first baseman.
And Savannah standing by with Kaylee Harding.
Okay, Kaylee, that one was a no-doubter. Can you tell me what that felt like? Because it looked like it felt good.
I felt amazing, honestly. Couldn't be more happy to do it for my gold team. Love these girls.
How have your at-bats led up to this moment when your team needed it to be able to jump on that ball?
Yeah, just leaning on my teammates. They're just telling me to stay one-pitch mindset, stay with a one-pitch mindset, take a deep breath, and let it come to you, and that's what I did.
Thanks, Kaylee. All right, I'm going to let you go celebrate with them. I know it's getting loud in here.
Keep in mind, you got Lexi Kilfoyle, who hasn't pitched today.
Yeah, they're just saving all their tricks, Team Kilfoyle. And it's just not over till it's over. I mean, I love what Kaylee Harding said, just staying in it, taking deep breaths, And just with one swing, it just changes the whole entire game.
Klingler hits it foul down the left field side. Biancastelli was very close to making that catch in right field. It would have ended the inning. Might have been a fair ball too, so nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, that's arguable, you know, and so I don't know if it definitely worked in their favor, but Team Kilfoyle able to capitalize on it.
Full count on Klingler. Little floater to right. Biancastelli makes the catch there and side retire. But what an inning for Team Kilfoyle. It was close to just being a 2-run frame right along the line. Biancastelli got a glove on it, but then Kaylee Harding ties it up with a bomb to left, and it's 5-5 going to the 7th.
Sometimes she'll sneaky. Ball. Compete. She slows her body down on that. Stay on that. Bud? Thank you. She's been throwing me whatever. It's like maybe a backdoor, but then like a screw.
She likes that tunnel.
Yeah, and if it nicks the outer corner, it's a strike. Like, she can place that well.
Delaney Wiz's team has come marching back here after a 5-run 6 to tie the game. So we head into the 7th. 3-run home run from Kaylee Harding, capping off that 5-run frame. So we're tied going to the 7th. Aubrey Leach leading off. 2, 3, and 4 hitters here for Team McQuillan. Leach has had 3 hits today. Knocked in a couple, actually knocked in 3.
Just such good communication from Delaney Wiz, just being able to relay some information that she was seeing from Alyssa Denham and passing that on to Kaylee Harding. So things like that are the small things that make the difference.
That hit her in fair territory, so she is out, is the call by the plate umpire, Scott Mayer.
Yeah, take a look at Aubrey Leach. She kind of mishits this, but as she's getting out of the box, she is in fair territory, and that hits her on her head. And I don't think I have ever seen it like that. Usually, you know, it hits your feet, you kick it when you're getting out of the box, but I've never seen it hit a player on the head, and she is out for the first out.
Very strange. Here's Kelsey Harshman. 1 for 3 today with an RBI double. By the way, Cindy Romero, who we were chatting with just a short time ago, has come into the game at second base for Team Kilfoyle. Meanwhile, Valerie Cagle's done extremely well in relief here and is ahead 0-2 on Harshman. There's Romero in the game. And now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kelsey. Well, from 0-2 to 3-2. Cagle came in relief in the 4th. Needed 1 pitch to end that inning, replacing Rachel Garcia. A little tap back to Cagle. 2 outs.
Third baseman, number 30, Jessie Warren.
Bases are empty for Jessie Warren, whose cause is also Peaches Foundation.
Peaches Foundation, as Delaney Wiz mentioned, is Megan Wiggins' foundation that she just started this last year, and just wanting to empower young ladies off the field.
Diving stop. Bates had it, then lost it. That'll be a hit. Made a great play just to get to it with a dive to her left.
And just a great read on this ball. This ball is hit hard, and Sis Bates does a good job to stop it, but just on the transfer, she loses it. She's so frustrated with herself, but she makes that transfer. I think she makes that play.
Charlize Palacios takes a strike. 0 for 3 today. Wave and a miss. And strike 3 on the outside corner, and Cagle fans Charlize Palacios looking. Will go to the bottom of the 7th. Team Kilfoyle. Team McQuillan tied at 5. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is fueled by Gatorade. Tied at 5, going to the bottom of the 5th of week 2. Final game of the weekend. Flirting with some extra innings here, but Team Kilfoyle with a 5-run 6 erased a 5-0 Team McQuillan lead. And Team Kilfoyle comes up in the bottom of the 7th, with a chance to win it. Or if they don't score, we head to extra innings. What would be just the 6th time in championship season history. Taylor McQuillan had to come on to get the final out of the 6th. Returning after throwing the first 5 innings scoreless, and was very good.
She's been impressive, and I'm wondering if she's thinking, maybe I shouldn't have taken myself out, but
First at bat of this game for Sydney Romero, who came in at second base last inning. A chopper towards third. Warren gets the out at first.
Center fielder, number 11, Aaliyah Andrews.
Top of the order, and Aaliyah Andrews. Shows bunt. Pitch just misses. There's a look at your leaderboard up to the 2nd. McQuillan right now at number 8. Strike call. One hop right to Leach. 2 outs. They get a big out and get the speed of Andrews, keep her off base. And we're an out away from heading to extra innings.
just good pitch location from Taylor McQuillan, just knowing that Aaliyah Andrews was trying to go to that hard slap, and so anything on that outer half, she would have most likely hit it up the middle, but keeping it in on her hand, so she just pulls it straight into the defense.
Sis Bates has had an excellent day. 3 for 3. Looking ahead, forget to the 8th. Bianca Stelli is going to lead off. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Right back towards the middle. Throw to first in time from Aubrey Leach, and we are indeed headed to extra innings. They retire Sis Bates for the first time. We're headed to extras in Rosemont. Erica Piancastelli homered yesterday, 17th of her career, tying her with Savannah Jaquish, Amanda Chittister for the most in AU history. He's going to lead off the top of the 8th, tied at 5. Team McQuillan, Team Kilfoyle. Piancastelli just missed a home run in the 4th inning. Hit one off the top of the fence in left field, left center. We start with a runner at second base, that being the player that made the last out of the last inning. It's Palacios. Charlize Palacios starts at second base. It's always interesting strategy, Natasha, on how you approach extra innings when you begin with a runner at second.
Yeah, traditionally you want to bunt the runner over and move them over, but with a hitter like Piancastelli, who just hit the home run yesterday, which we just talked about, I would be swinging too, and definitely I've got a runner in scoring position. I've got one of my biggest bats. So that would be my strategy, is to let her swing.
Takes a strike. Again, since we're in extra innings, no more stats count or accumulate from this point forward. They're only playing for the win points, the 60 points to win the game. Full count. To left field, that's going to head into the corner. It will score Palacios. Piancastelli into second with a double. So now no 20 points for Piancastelli for the double, but she gives her team the lead.
And just the strategy playing well for Team Orange here, and just her getting a pitch on the inner half. A good place on the field to be able to score Palacios.
Off the glove of Bates, and here comes Piancastelli to score, and they get a second run. Well, just as Cagle was pitching to Piancastelli, we could see down in the bullpen Lexi Kilfoyle getting loose, and she's now come down towards the dugout.
And then this ball is just hit real hard. You can see Sis Bates just trying to get to the side of it, but Piancastelli never stops, never hesitates, and just uses her instincts and scores.
Charged as an error. Team McQuillan's taken a 7-5 lead. The ball was hit really hard. I don't know if that was that wasn't a routine play.
That wasn't routine, but Sis Bates, I mean, shoot, I think she's one of the best. I think she fields that on any other day.
She's at her position.
Yeah.
Her normal. Yeah. Allie Skaggs, 0 for 2 today. Out and in, 3 balls and a strike. Edwards out to the circle. Again, Lexi Kilfoyle was loosening in the bullpen. She's already made her way down back to the dugout.
Yeah, and once I saw her get up, just a good timing. I mean, now in extra innings, and still have her to go to get it done for Team Kilfoyle.
Base hit, past Bates, up the alley and left center. You got Savekis running, so she's going to go to third. And a double for Skaggs. Puts runners at second and third. And that's going to bring Lexi Kilfoyle out of the dugout.
just take a look where Sis Bates is. She's pinched more up the middle, and she's not playing her straight up. And if she's playing straight up, again, she makes that play and just being out of position. But playing for Skaggs to hit more up the middle, scores another run. I'm sorry, now we've got runners on second and third.
So Valerie Cagle, who'd been pitching really well in relief, now will give way to the team captain, Lexi Kilfoyle. So here in extra innings, obviously starting with the runner at second base, getting 1 run back's not a huge deal. Getting 2 back, a little tougher. But these 2 runners out here are huge, and that's why Lexi Kilfoyle's in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love for her being the first-time captain to make this decision, like, yep, I need to go out there, I need to have the ball, and we need to stop these runs for us to have a chance to even make a comeback and push some runs across.
Special Olympics, her cause. So Kilfoyle, who's been kind of going back and forth with Amanda Lorenz for the top of the leaderboard. Again, the individual points don't matter here, but you could still be in first place behind Lorenzen. There's her numbers. It's been a great rookie campaign for Lexi Kilfoyle. 9-hole hitter up, Mackenzie Clark. Infield cheats in. Kilfoyle starts it right with a strike. Clark hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. Took one off the hand and the wrist. Stayed in the game. Scored in that frame. Walked and scored in the 4th. Struck out in the 6th against Cagle and moves out of the way of a ball in. Runners at second and third. Oh, foul. Turned on that one. Clark fouls it out of play right side. So there's the leaderboard up to the second right now. Kilfoyle in the 2 spot. 24 points behind Amanda Lorenz, who's right at 800. That's another one hard but foul. Pitch number 7 of this plate appearance coming for Mackenzie Clark from Lexi Kilfoyle. Now the right field side into foul ground. A catch is made. Tagging Savekis. Throw home will be late. Now obviously Harding could have let that drop if she wanted to. But it turns into a sac fly foul. And adds another run.
And as an outfielder, you know your arm and you know how deep you are. And so absolutely, she, given how deep she was, that may be a ball that traditionally I would let go. But then also the factor too, she's got a strong arm and it had enough hang time where she could get behind it too. But that throw was a little bit offline. And you also had Gwen Svekis at third, not traditionally high speed.
Yes.
Top speed. So I would go with trying to catch it, but just the throw has to be on the money.
And we know how good an arm Kaylee Harding has. So I'm sure it went through her mental Rolodex there. Savekis is the runner at third. I've got the arm. I'm going to make the play here. It just didn't happen for her that time.
Right.
Haley McClinney up. Line right to Bates, and that's a big out, keeping Skaggs at third base.
Number 75, Aubrey Leach.
Bates shading in that direction.
Yeah, just take a look at where Sis Bates, she just is moving all around just based off of the pitches being thrown, but she is in the 5-6 hole. If she is even an inch or two more up the middle, that ball is a hit.
Here's Aubrey Leach, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs. Last time up was called out on that really weird play where she chopped one a little bit up the first baseline, and with her running up the line, it bounced and hit her on top of the batting helmet while she was in fair territory, meaning she was out.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. I mean, first time that I've ever seen that, but the correct call. She was completely in fair territory. I've never seen it hit on top of a player's head and being called out there.
I've seen that where the hitter going up the line may accidentally kick it or something on the lower body, but never
on the head.
Top of the head.
Same.
Yeah. Got the green light, 3-0. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 8th inning. 3, 4, and 5 part of the order up. Strike 2 on the inside corner. Low ball 4. A walk extends the inning.
Next up, the shortstop, number 10, Kelsey Harshman.
Sends up Kelsey Harshman. Harshman 1 for 4 with an RBI double that came back in the 3rd. That ball to left looks playable, and it is for Davidson along the line to make the catch. 3 runs come in for Team McQuillan. 3, 4, 5 with Davidson leading off when we come back against Taylor McQuillan. Extra innings here in the village of Rosemont. What's at stake? 10 inning points, which actually do roll over into extra innings because neither team scored in the 7th, so those 10 points are out there, but the big one, the 50 win points. Sis Bates is going to start at second base since she made the last out of the last inning for Team Kilfoyle. Claire Davidson's going to lead off. Claire's had a couple of hits today, including a double. He had a big hit in that 5-run 6th inning. A strike from McQuillan. And if you're just joining us, Team McQuillan was cruising along. A 2-run 3rd, 3-run 4th. Taylor McQuillan was the starting pitcher. Had not allowed a run through 5 innings, and they were up 5-0. Taylor McQuillan, who's the captain, pulled herself out of the game. And that's when Team Kilfoyle scored 5 times in the 6th, including capping it off with a 3-run game-tying homer from Kaylee Harding. That is helped send us to extra innings. Nice stop. Aubrey Leach gets the out at first. Will advance Bates over to 3rd. But important first out for Taylor McQuillan's squad.
And Aubrey Leach has just been putting on a clinic over there at second base. I mean, this ball is well hard hit, takes her to her knees, but still being able to get the play off, and that stops a lot of momentum, and that gets the first out of the inning.
Think about that. If that ball gets by her, you got Taylor Edwards at the plate who can hit the ball a mile as the tying run. Rips one foul. You had a big day here yesterday, Taylor Edwards. Friday as well. Had a 2-run double, 2-run homer. His final game of week 2 in extra innings. Wave and a miss. I think if you're Taylor McQuillan and your catcher Gwen Savekis reading that swing, you're going to go right back out there.
That's what I would do. Back on the outside corner.
Indeed, does so and takes it well off the plate. And Kayla Kowalik on deck. That ball's hit deep but fouled on the left field side. At the distance to get out, but about 35 feet foul. And for Taylor McQuillan, that is in your mind. And it's full count.
Those are good misses on the outside corner. I mean, but just seeing that foul ball that she took on that inner half, I would stay on that outer half. Maybe go up.
Wave and a miss. It would have been it was a borderline strike. Might have been ball 4. Well, they never know, but it's a strikeout for the second out.
And that's what you want on a 3-2 pitch. You want a borderline pitch, a pitch close enough where it won't hurt you if she gets a bat on it, and something that's too close for her to not be able to take, and so she had to swing at that. Big out.
Kowalik takes a strike. Team Kilfoyle down to their final out. Kowalik pulls it foul. If Kowalik can reach base here, that would get Delaney Wiz to the plate as the tying run. Bates at third. She started the inning at second. 2 outs. Kowalik to first. It's over. And Team McQuillan wins for the first time this weekend. It came with some drama. Natasha Watley. But a big hug for their team captain, Taylor McQuillan. They won at 8-5 in 8 innings.
Yeah, one with a lot of drama, but the way to stay together and stick it out as a team. And yes, they were leading in the front, but then pulled it together after they tied the game, and they were able to pull it out. All-around team win.
So they got those 10-inning points and the win points. So there's your leaderboard up to the moment. You got Lorenz, Kilfoyle, Sachelle Palacios, and Koffel in the top 4. Taylor McQuillan right now at 8. But a big win for Team McQuillan. So they get the game points, not the win points, but nonetheless, a dramatic win for Team McQuillan.
A very dramatic win, and they're able to pull it off, and Team Orange for the win.
Well, you knew we had to finish week 2 with some drama, and we do so here in Rosemont with the 8-inning win for Team McQuillan, 8-5 over Team Kilfoyle. Natasha, it's been a blast this weekend. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you. I had so much fun.
Same here for Natasha Watley. Down on the field, Savannah Collins and our great crew. I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. And so long from Rosemont.